Thank you, Chairperson. Let me start by saying it is erroneous to assume that all black people agree with expropriation of land without compensation. There are many well-read, many educated people who understand that if land is expropriated without compensation, their properties are not guaranteed. Their land is not guaranteed. And people want to own land. So while government is trying to solve a problem, they should not create another problem. That's why many churches, question was asked, which churches? There are many churches that are concerned about their properties. They want the rights to own property that is guaranteed now in the Constitution to remain in place so that they can also feel that their properties as individuals and their church properties are also secured and are safe. The question about land grabs being, the question about the attempt to expropriation land without compensation is going to help alleviate land grabs, that cannot be true, because even right now, land is being grabbed in many places. There was an interesting article in Times Life about a certain Dr. Masrumule, he's a black man, who said he never worried about this subject at all until his land was invaded. He went to the police, and he said the police refused to open a case. And he was advised by his neighbor to go to AfriForum. Only when he went to AfriForum, and AfriForum accompanied him to Soshanguve police station, did the police help. Now, how many of people who look like us who are black, who already have land, their land is not secure? So it is not correct for people to say that land grabs are going to be avoided in future when the police are refusing to step in to help black people who are complaining that their land is being invaded. Now, the question about chaos, if land will be expropriated, that's what we believe, because that's what we see. When people are given the notion that it's now constitutional to expropriate land without compensation, they are going to do it much more than they do it now, when it is a requirement of the Constitution that it must be done with compensation. So the news to those who are land grabbers out there, that the Constitution has been amended, land will be expropriated without compensation, we think that many people are just going to continue in greater measure of taking the law into their own hands. We agree, churches agree with expropriation of land, but we say there must be compensation. COSATU also raising a point on behalf of their workers. Also, they say we cannot ignore people that are bonded. We cannot ignore people who are afraid that they're going to lose their properties. So we as a church are saying expropriation of land, we agree with it, but it must be with compensation. Land reform, 100% behind it. Land restitution, we are 100% behind it, but let everything that is being done to correct the wrongs of the past be done legally, correctly, orderly, and constitutionally. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Meshoe. And Honorable Fulton, you still want to have a bite? All right.
Thank you very much. I'll be very brief.
There's no afterthought, members. We are concluding with Honorable Fulton.
Thank you very much. Just turning on page 2 of your presentation, Reverend Meshoe. Point number 5, issue of food security. I'm sure that as a member of parliament, wearing your other cap, as it were, you are aware that currently there is serious food insecurity in South Africa under the current situation with farm owners guaranteed occupants. And then how do you come to use that as a reason for refusing people to have access to land when the current farm owners are not able to provide that social need to the people? That's question number 1. Just one more, Chair. I'll be very brief. And second paragraph, after after bullet point number 8. The first one is we do not, second one is affirm. Then we deal with the third one, we believe that every South African citizen has a right to own land. Now, if at the moment there are millions of South Africans who do not own land, don't you think that for government to expropriate some of the land, that will enhance the chances of these landless people to also have land? Thank you, Chair. Thanks for accommodating me, Chair.
Thank you. Reverend Meshoe.
I need to correct my honorable colleague. We are not refusing. He uses the word refuse. We are not refusing people's access to land. But we are saying when people want land and they want to access land, it must be done orderly, legally, and constitutionally. Otherwise, your land is also not safe. Secondly, we believe that people who do not have land and want land must understand that what has not happened, the mistakes and the failure of government to meet their targets, it's not because of the Constitution, it's not because of Section 25 of the Constitution. It is because, among others, corruption and lack of capacity. So let's attend to the core problem. Because if we expropriate land without compensation now, and all the land belongs to government, what would make them able to hand land to those beneficiaries now, when there is evidence that they have failed to do that in the past? So the Constitution gives government the legal right to do what they need to give people land. So they have failed to do so. So giving them more land, more responsibility is not going to solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Meshoe. Yeah, you see.
We'll be kinder to you because you're an MP.
You see, members.
That's very regular from a member.
You see,
very regular.
You see, members. You went behind the hat that you were given, and you wanted to engage Reverend Meshoe on your colleagueship hat. All right. So don't do it with the next submitters for the rest of the week.